Have you ever sensed something just beyond the edge of your perception? Do you sometimes feel there are hidden dimensions to your experience that remain just out of reach? What if the veil between your ordinary consciousness and something vast and luminous is thinner than you've been led to believe? You move through life surrounded by invisible gateways. Every day, you brush past them without noticing. Portals of perception that could transform your experience of being alive. This blindness isn't your fault. Our culture has trained you to focus outward, to chase external validation, to measure worth through achievement and acquisition. The subtle inner landscape has been systematically devalued, leaving you with a nagging sense that something essential is missing. You've been taught to ignore the very doorways that lead to your most profound potential. But imagine if you could recognize these 7 gates of awareness that have always been within you. Picture yourself moving through each one, step by step, awakening capacities that have lain dormant your entire life. The noise that clouds your mind would begin to settle. The boundaries of your identity would soften and expand. You would experience both a profound groundedness and a limitless spaciousness. This isn't some distant spiritual promise. It's your birthright, available the moment you learn to see what has always been here. But imagine if you could recognize these 7 gates of awareness that have always been within you. Picture yourself moving through each one, step by step, awakening capacities that have lain dormant your entire life. The noise that clouds your mind would begin to settle. The boundaries of your identity would soften and expand. You would experience both a profound groundedness and a limitless spaciousness. This isn't some distant spiritual promise. It's your birthright, available the moment you learn to see what has always been here. In this journey, we will explore the first gate, the threshold of the body. Most people inhabit their physical form as if it were merely a vehicle for transporting their thinking mind. But your body is so much more. It's the primary instrument of your consciousness, the anchor of your being. Right now, as these words reach you, most of your awareness is caught in thought, in imagination, in memory. Yet beneath those mental processes pulses a living intelligence that knows far more than your thinking mind. The body speaks a language older than words. It communicates through sensation, through feeling tones, through subtle energetic shifts. When was the last time you truly listened? Not with your analytical mind trying to interpret or fix, but with simple presence. The gate of the body opens when you bring your full attention to the raw immediacy of physical sensation. Imagine your awareness is like a warm light. Right now, direct this light downward, away from your thoughts, into the center of your chest. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breathing. Notice the subtle weight of your body against whatever is supporting you. Can you sense the aliveness in your hands, a slight tingling or pulsing? This is the body speaking its wordless wisdom. Now, keeping this embodied awareness, allow your attention to expand outward through your skin. Feel the boundary where your body meets the world, the air touching your face, the texture of your clothing, the temperature around you. You're not thinking about these sensations. You're directly experiencing them from the inside. This is passing through the first gate. Remember, your body is not an object you possess, but a living process you are. Now let's move to the second gate, the doorway of breath. Most people treat breathing as an unconscious process that happens in the background. But the breath is the bridge between the voluntary and involuntary. between the conscious and unconscious dimensions of your being. It's the only vital function that operates both automatically and under your direct control. This makes it a powerful gateway to deeper awareness. The breath is like a river flowing between different territories of consciousness. When you're anxious or stressed, it becomes shallow and constricted. When you're at peace, it flows deeply and freely. By mindfully engaging with your breath, you can cross the threshold from mental agitation to embodied tranquility. As you continue observing your breath, you may notice how thoughts arise and dissipate. Let them come and go without attachment, always returning to the simple sensation of breathing. You're not breathing. Breathing is happening through you. This recognition is the essence of the second gate. Remember, the breath you're taking now connects you to every living being on this planet. Next, we uncover the third gate, the portal of the senses. In your ordinary state of awareness, sensory perception is heavily filtered through your conceptual mind. You don't see the world as it is. You see your thoughts about the world. The labels, judgments, and stories you've absorbed shape everything you perceive. But there's a way to experience reality more directly, more vividly. By stepping through this third gate, your senses are not merely passive receivers of information. They are active creators of your experienced world. The light entering your eyes, the sound waves reaching your ears, the textures touching your skin. All these are transformed by your nervous system into the miracle of conscious experience. Yet most of this process happens beneath the threshold of awareness because your attention is captured by mental commentary. Bring your awareness fully into your eyes, not just your visual field, but the actual sensation of seeing. Feel the subtle movements of your eyes, the play of light and shadow. Now, expand this awareness to include all your senses simultaneously. The sounds around you, near and far. The taste in your mouth, the scent of the air, the weight and balance of your body. Don't name or categorize these sensations. Just experience them directly as a unified field of awareness. In this heightened sensory presence, notice how the boundary between you and the world begins to soften. There's just seeing, hearing, feeling, happening by itself. This is the third gate opening. Remember, your senses are not windows looking out at a separate world. They are thresholds where the world and you meet as one. In this journey, we will explore the fourth gate, the entrance to emotional intelligence. Most people have a complicated relationship with their emotions. They either identify completely with their feelings, becoming overwhelmed by them, or they suppress and deny their emotional life altogether. Neither approach allows you to access the profound wisdom that your emotions contain. Emotions are not irrational disruptions of an otherwise clear mind. They are sophisticated evolutionary signals providing vital information about your relationship to yourself and your environment. Each emotion carries specific intelligence. Fear alerts you to potential threats. Anger identifies boundary violations. Joy signals alignment with your values. Sadness helps you release what no longer serves. Imagine your emotional landscape as a vast, ever-changing weather system. Sometimes stormy, sometimes serene, always in flux. Right now, pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling in this moment? Don't rush to answer. Allow your awareness to drop beneath your thoughts into the felt sense in your body. Perhaps you notice tension in your shoulders, a heaviness in your chest, a fluttering in your stomach. These bodily sensations are the physical expression of your emotions, As you make contact with whatever feeling is present, practice maintaining a compassionate, curious attitude. Like a skilled scientist studying a fascinating phenomenon. Notice any urge to judge or reject the emotion. Can you allow it to be exactly as it is? This radical acceptance is the key that unlocks the fourth gate. Remember, your emotions are not problems to be solved. They are messengers carrying wisdom. Now let's move to the fifth gate, the threshold of thought. The average person has around 60,000 thoughts per day, yet remains largely unaware of this constant internal dialogue. Your thoughts seem so intimate, so essentially you, that you rarely question their validity or utility. But when you pass through this fifth gate, you discover a revolutionary truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness in which thoughts arise. Thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. Sometimes they form dense, dark storm systems that block the light. Other times, they're wispy and transparent. Either way, the sky itself, your fundamental awareness, remains untouched, unblemished by the weather moving through it. For the next few moments, become the witness of your thinking process. Don't try to stop your thoughts or change them. Simply observe them with gentle curiosity. Notice how they appear seemingly out of nowhere, linger for a moment, and then dissolve back into the emptiness from which they came. See if you can catch the beginning of a thought, its middle, and its end. As you practice this witnessing, you may experience brief gaps between thoughts, moments of pure awareness without mental content. These spaces, though fleeting at first, reveal your true nature beyond conceptual thinking. This recognition is the essence of the fifth gate. Remember, the thinker of your thoughts is itself another thought. What you truly are is the knowing presence in which all thoughts arise. Next, we uncover the sixth gate, the portal of timelessness. In your ordinary consciousness, you're constantly referencing past and future, comparing this moment to your memories, projecting expectations onto what hasn't yet occurred. This creates a subtle but persistent anxiety, as you're never fully here. Your mind is elsewhere, and you miss the only place where life is actually happening, the eternal now. Time, as we commonly understand it, is largely a mental construction. The past exists only as memory, the future only as imagination. All you ever have is this present moment. But this now is not a thin slice between past and future. It's a dimensionless point that paradoxically contains everything. When you step through the sixth gate, you experience time in an entirely new way. Bring your attention fully into this moment. Not the idea of this moment, but the direct, immediate experience of being here now. Feel the life force animating your body. Notice the space in which all sensations occur. Become aware of awareness itself. As you settle into this present moment consciousness, you may notice that the psychological sense of time begins to dissolve. There's nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, no one to become. Just this, as it is. In this timeless awareness, your usual worries about the future and regrets about the past temporarily suspend. You taste a freedom that isn't dependent on external circumstances. This is the sixth gate opening. Remember, eternity isn't endless time. It's the absence of time altogether, and it's available to you right now. In this journey, we will explore the seventh and final gate, the threshold of interconnection. The deepest illusion of human existence is that you are a separate self, isolated from the rest of reality. This perception of separation is the root of suffering, fear, and conflict. But there's another way of experiencing yourself and your relationship to the world. A way that reveals your fundamental interconnectedness with all that is. Modern physics tells us there are no independent objects, only relationships. Ecology shows us that every living being exists in a vast web of interdependence. Your own body contains trillions of microorganisms without which you couldn't survive. Even your thoughts and feelings aren't exclusively yours. They're shaped by collective patterns of language and culture. At every level of analysis, the boundaries of the self become increasingly permeable. Imagine your awareness expanding beyond the confines of your body. Let it spread outward into the space around you, encompassing everything in your environment. Feel the air that connects your lungs to the atmosphere, the light that connects your eyes to distant stars, the ground that connects your feet to the entire planet. Every breath you take contains molecules that have cycled through countless other beings across time. As this expansive awareness deepens, you may notice a shift in your sense of identity. The feeling of being a separate me begins to relax, revealing a more fundamental belonging. You're not apart from the world. You are the world experiencing itself from a particular perspective. This recognition is the essence of the seventh gate. Remember, you are not in the universe. The universe is in you. Now, having glimpsed these 7 gates of awareness, let's gather the threads of our journey. These thresholds are not distant or external. They are aspects of your own consciousness that have always been available to you. The gate of the body reveals the wisdom of your physical intelligence. The gate of breath connects you to the rhythms of life itself. The gate of the senses returns you to direct, unfiltered experience. The gate of emotion unlocks the messages of your feeling nature. The gate of thought frees you from identification with mental content. The gate of timelessness opens to the eternal now, and the gate of interconnection dissolves the illusion of separation. These gateways aren't sequential steps on a linear path. They're interdependent dimensions of your being that enrich and inform each other. As you practice moving through them, you'll discover they're actually different perspectives on the same fundamental reality. The miracle of conscious existence. For a final integration, I invite you to a brief practice. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Take a slow, deep breath, and as you exhale, feel yourself settling into your body. Notice the sensations, the aliveness, the subtle energy field that extends beyond your skin. With each breath, allow your awareness to expand, encompassing all your senses simultaneously. Feel the emotions present without judgment. Observe thoughts arising and passing without attachment. As your awareness deepens, sense the timeless quality of this moment, the ever-present now that holds all experience. Finally, let the boundaries of your identity soften, recognizing your inseparability from the whole of life. You are not alone, not isolated, not broken. You are a unique expression of the universe becoming conscious of itself. Take these insights with you as you continue your day. When you feel disconnected or caught in the mind's narratives, pause and ask, which gate am I being invited to pass through right now? The body, the breath, the senses, the emotions, the witnessing of thoughts, the timeless now, the recognition of interconnection. Each moment offers a fresh opportunity to awaken to the fullness of your being. You are more than your fears. You are more than your thoughts. You are more than your story. Let this understanding infuse every aspect of your life with new depth and meaning. Take this gift of expanded awareness and share it through your presence, your actions, your very being. The world needs people who remember the gates, who can move between these dimensions with grace and skill. Now go out and live as if these gates are always open, because they are. Take this remembrance into every interaction, every decision, every moment of your precious life. You've always been the awareness in which all experience unfolds, and awakening to this truth is the greatest adventure you'll ever undertake.